Hi, you guys. This is Salita from Video Couch. This is episode 19, and we're back. It's been a while, you guys. First of all, my kitchen. Let me tell you about my kitchen. It smells delicious. I woke up this morning. I had the scent. I was like, "What is this?" My husband put on a crock pot full of beans, and they smell awesome. Okay, so he did before he went to work this morning. So they're good and plenty and ready. Okay. So, so anyway, before we get to talk about skinny body, I want to first leave something with you guys. And please, whenever I talk like this, I'm talking to myself too. Sometimes you need to reflect, you need to inventory, you need to introspect every now and then. So I'm going to say this. Think about it like this. This is your life. And everything that you choose to do in it is your choice. You can't blame anybody if you choose the wrong man to marry, if you choose the wrong car to drive, if you choose the wrong house to live in. You have those choices that you have to make on your own. Things that happen unexpectedly is not what's in your plan. They happen. That's why they're unexpected. Surprise, catastrophe, tragedies happen in our lives we have no control over. But the things that we have control over, we can't blame other people for those decisions and choices. Because when you blame other people or specific people, you began to burden that person's spirit down with them feeling guilty that they've done something wrong to you. When in reality, you did it to yourself and you have nobody else to blame. But it's easy and it's comfortable to blame other people. Okay? It's just comfortable. I need to get it off of me. Because if I don't get it off of me, then it won't be right. So I have to blame somebody else for it. So I'm saying to you guys, leave you with this. You're in control of your own destiny. Period. You are in control of it. People that come in your lives are coming in there for a reason. Most of them don't stay. Okay? They came in to get something and move on, or they came in where you're being taught a lesson and then they move on. They're only there for a season. That's what we call being there for a season in your life. And the season can last for 2 months, 3 months, a year, 20 years, but they're only there for a season. And when they leave, you can be sad if they were good to you, but if they were bad to you and you allowed them to stay, then there's no need for you to be sad. There's not. There's no need for you whatsoever to be sad about that person. Okay? Now, getting that out off my chest because that was something I needed to say. Had a great show last night with K Mac. If you guys pay attention, we have a show comes on Blog Talk and Universal Collective Network called The Shades of Us. And we were talking about relationships last night. And a lot of things, and she's a very, 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 very uh, smart young lady, K Mac. And she was throwing some knowledge out there about our relationships, life, and how, and we were going back and forth with all the things that we have to look at with us and self-examine ourselves. And um, I, at the time, was talking about my son and our relationship um, and how I sometimes you have to look at when people are explaining things to you, you have to look at what are you doing wrong, and you have to understand when someone says a hurt dog hollers. I was hollering last night at a lot of things that she was saying because she was like hitting me real good, and I don't get upset about it. I have to embrace it and understand. Yes, these are the things that you were doing. These are the things that you have to stop doing. So I'm always correcting myself. I'm always trying to learn more, and sometimes we make rash decisions. We say hurtful things to our loved ones. I am not sitting up here and pretend like, oh my God, everything is wonderful in my life. That's bull crap because I'm just like anybody else. I get angry. I get pissed off. I'm happy. I'm sad. I can laugh. I can make other people laugh. I'm just like anybody else. I don't agree with everything. People don't all agree with everything that comes out of my mouth. And they have a right to that. And that's not me. That's not for me to say that they can't. So I'm letting you guys know, Salita, host of Video Couch, has flaws, okay? Have shortcomings and setbacks. And as you know, and I've told you guys before, being a person who has been diagnosed, because I'm going to call it a diagnosis, is having PTSD comes with this. Okay? It comes with it. And you have to understand how to control it. You have to understand how to deal with it. And I have to deal with it the way I have to. But it doesn't stop me from being angry. It doesn't stop me from being upset and being disappointed. That would be crazy for me to say that it it stops all of that, no matter what it is. No, it doesn't. It doesn't stop all those things. Those things happen because we're human first and foremost. The diagnosis comes last, but being a human is first. Okay, and a diagnosis is a clinical diagnosis. It's not a self-diagnosis. It's a clinical diagnosis, and I can help myself through that. So getting that out the way, and God, you guys understanding that I'm just like anybody else. But what I don't have in my life, like everybody else or some people, I don't have drama in my life. I can't do drama. There was a time when I could handle drama, but I can't handle drama. So if I can't handle drama, I don't allow drama in. Drama comes in every now and then, and I have to accustom myself to how am I going to handle this? Which direction am I going to go with it? And when it comes, I have to make sure it gets out, because if it doesn't, I know how I am. So I try not to be part of a lot of drama. I can't. It's not. Like you see a dress and you're like, oh, I like that style, but it wouldn't look nice on me. It would look nice on you, but it doesn't look nice on me. And drama doesn't look good on me at all. Mm. So I try not to do drama. I try not to be a drama queen and all up in, women, some men too, love to be where there's a lot of uproar and craziness going on. Well, I can't do that because I got my own little stuff going on inside of my head, and I can't add anybody else's stuff with me. So I don't do drama. I try not to as much as possible. Okay, now let's talk about skinny body. Okay, you guys, I am on my second month of taking the pills. I finished one bottle. I am on my second bottle. Yesterday, my third bottle came in. Okay, now ask me how I feel. I feel good. I have more energy. I talked to you guys about the energy before. Now, you know something I'm noticing that I didn't notice before? My fingernails are growing by themselves. I know they don't look long, but usually my fingernails are very short. Okay? They're actually growing, and I'm not doing it. And I have a bad habit. Sometimes I bite my nails, but I haven't been doing that. So this is another plus to skinny body because they weren't growing before. So, and I haven't put anything on it because we have to be careful with the type of chemicals that we put on fingernails as far as fingernail polish. All fingernail polish has formaldehyde in it, and from what I've learned that it's not really good for your fingernails. It's to have of formaldehyde on your fingers. But every now and then I treat myself to. I have a whole big thing full of a container full of nail polish. But every now and then I'll put some on, but I haven't. And like I said, my nails are growing like crazy, which is good. Okay, that's another thing. Um, I don't know if I told you guys something you don't do with skinny body. Please, please, please don't do it. Do not forget to eat or drink something. Please don't do that because I'm telling you, there is a very bad side effect to that. And I think I might have mentioned it in my other video, but I did it again because one of the other medicines I take, and I didn't tell you guys this, it messes with my appetite. It makes me forget to eat. So if I've taken both my medication, took my skinny bodies, and then I take my medication, and they come together, the skinny body will let me know that I need to eat something, but my other medicine doesn't. And sometimes they collide, and I forget to eat. Skinny Body warns me because it makes me think I have to drink something. Now, it will warn me to drink something. So I have to either have water on me. Most of the time, it's water. I try to drink a lot of water. Um, I drink water. Um, my other medicine doesn't alarm me to do anything. So, so if I'm taking my Skinny Body, um, that's when I know I have to drink something or need to eat something because it reminds me. But I've gone a whole day without eating. And that's not healthy. I'm not advising you guys to do that. I'm advising you to pay attention to your body. If you're on any type of dietary supplements or whatever, pay attention to your body. If your body is not feeling right, you need to find somebody who can help you. I mean, you need to go to the doctors or get some advice on why your body is reacting the way it is. You know your body. So when I forget to eat, my body warns me. It warns me through my mouth being dry. It warns me through me having a headache. It warns me through not just you feel the difference in how you're normally feeling when you don't eat, opposed to when you're taking these. There is a different feeling in your body, and your body is telling you to eat something. So, like right now, I haven't taken it yet. I'm going to take it in a few minutes, but I already know because I've already taken one yesterday. It's still in my system. It's telling me I need to eat. And sometimes, you guys, I'm not a big breakfast eater. Majority of the time, if I eat a breakfast, it's going to be a bowl of cereal, or my husband fix me breakfast on the weekends. And that's not all every weekend. That's every now and then. He'll fix me breakfast and I'll eat. So I'm not a big breakfast eating person, even though breakfast is the greatest part of the day and that you need to eat a breakfast. I sometimes just don't have a desire to eat breakfast. I have no taste to eat breakfast in the morning. But I have to force myself because, with me being on this journey, um, I have to do this. And another thing also, um, when you go out, make sure you take water with you. I took my dogs walking in the park, and I'm reminded myself to put my little backpack on and have water in it. And I have water in for the dogs. Now, what I have done is when I do also, I drink alkaline water. Okay, you can find it. I found it at my supermarket. Walmart carries alkaline water. Alkaline water has a different taste from regular water. Okay, it has like a crisp, clean uh, taste to it. Yeah, it has like a different taste from your water out your regular bottled water. To me, I mean, I don't know how you guys drink alkaline water, but alkaline water is very good for you. Okay, so I make sure I buy me a gallon when I go to the grocery store. I'm surprised I don't even have a glass right now. I drink a glass at night. I drink a 16, I think it's like a 16 or 20 ounce glass, probably about twice a day. I know you're supposed to drink more water than that, but if I'm out and about, I know to drink more water. But if I'm inside the home, I don't drink a lot of water. I just don't. It's just something I don't do. But anyway, so telling you that that's the Skinny Body, where I'm at on Skinny Body. I haven't started really selling Skinny Body right at this moment because I want to make sure the story that I tell people about it is my story. Um, and I know what's the name is probably, my sponsor is probably like, this girl ain't doing nothing. But it's a reason behind that, why I'm not doing nothing at this moment. And I'm glad I'm taking my time with it and I'll get into it. It's not a problem. We get with me getting into it. Now, all right, that is my Skinny body venture for right now. Um, guys, I got that out. That's something I needed to talk to you guys about. I talked to you guys earlier at the beginning of the show about how we need the choices that we make. Okay? Now, there's something else I'm going to tell you guys, and I hadn't talked to you guys. I think I haven't. I don't know. I can't remember if I did or not. I decided to do something very, very mind boggling, I guess, at my age, at 53 years old. No, not have a child. Hell no. Sorry. Nothing against children, but I'm just too old for that. Um, I decided to take myself back to school. So what I've done is I've enrolled in school for my master's program in teacher leadership. That's way off base from what I have my other degree in. I just started, so I'm going to see how this goes. Um, I should be finished in about a year, maybe about 12 months at the most. Yeah, I say about a year, I'll finish. So by 2018, maybe 2019, I should be finished. I'm hoping and get through this because this is so different for me. Um, I've never gone this far in school, so this is going to be interesting. But anyway, the reason why I decided to go into teachers leadership is because I do this, I do radio, I give out information, I've taught Sunday school, I've done tutoring classes. Why can't I teach? Or why can't I teach teachers to teach? You know? So I decided to do that. Another thing that inspired me was we had an incident here, um, maybe about a month or so ago in our parish, because we have parishes here in Louisiana. Our Rapis Parish School Board was planning on closing down at least 6 schools that had the grade average of D. Okay, that's the overall school, D's and F. And all these schools were in African American neighborhoods. And this is not about me throwing out the race card or anything or talking race. I'm saying this because it's very significant where I live at. Okay, we live in a Louisiana, and if you know about what's going on in Louisiana with the statues of Confederate patriots or whatever, statues coming down, um, of people who held on to the slave mentality, the slavery, the master and slave type attitude. Um, so we have a lot of this going on. Um, you'd be surprised at the stuff that we go through here. But anyway, so we thought it was kind of me being the activist kicked in, my activism kicked in. And so I went back and I started researching all the other schools that were also on the D and F list out of our parish. Come to find out, there were schools in other areas that had D's, but they were not on the list to close or combine them or merge them with other schools. They weren't on the list at all. So, taking that in consideration, there was a big uh, meeting, a conference, everything. Everybody was doing everything. They had a chance to, the community had a chance to talk against, whether they were for it or against it, how it is going to benefit the children, the whole 9 yards. So I got involved in that, and I saw the flaws and I saw the shortcomings in our the way the school board was handling things. And I said, Salida, you know what? It's something I've always wanted to be, even as a child. I always wanted to be a teacher. And I never took that step to be a teacher. I went another direction. So, with me doing that, I said, well, this is the time. I can do it now because I've got a lot of stuff already up under my belt. And this would be my last hurdle when I can do that. Because let me say this, be careful when you use the word F. F is a doubt word. So if you can, and that goes for me too, remove the F out of your vocabulary. It's very hard, but practice, because I'm telling you, I try to do it every day, is to get that F word. If that doesn't happen, we have to put all these doubt words out of our spirit, out of our mind, and out of our vocabulary. So I thought when I did this that it would be a good way of giving back. I'm always trying to find ways of giving back, and I think with me having this degree would help others. So I would be giving back like I always like to give back. Okay. Um, and I don't expect for everybody to like appreciate everything I do because everybody's not going to agree with me. but I take what I know and what I've learned and I use that in my writings, in this blog. I mean, I take all those things into consideration and use them. That's why I said with the education system, being part of those committees and being part of, actually videotaping people protesting against the merging and the closing down of these schools. Because you have to understand, it's one thing that I did totally um, get out of that whole thing is your schools are your community. When you remove a school out of community, you're killing the community because people center most of their lives, if you're in a small area, on those schools. Those schools bring people, those schools bring um, awards, those schools bring so many things that you don't normally have going on in your community. And that's what we need. So to take those away from these, um, not only were they not predominantly African American communities, they were poor communities, economically deprived communities that were being um, targeted. So if your school is bringing all those things to, why would you move it when it doesn't have anything else to back it up? And a lot of times with schools, and this is something I just want to throw this out to you guys, this is like, how do you want to say that? This is like a um, little bit of knowledge that I want to give you, a little tidbit of knowledge. When there is no tax base, when the school is in a community, there's no tax base. The school seems to be the schools that are deprived more of good teachers, um, good food, good relationships. It's deprived of everything that a school should be able to accommodate that community with. Well, a lot of these places, I don't know if it's purposely done. Me with my conspiracy theorist, I say it's purposely done. That these people, these places, and these communities are economically deprived. When I say economically deprived, I'm saying that there are no bases of businesses in these neighborhoods, so that some of the tax dollars that are paid, they go into the schools. There's no tax base. That's what we call tax base. So when there's no tax base, there's nobody obligating to put money into those schools, to put money into those communities. So when that happens, that hurts the community. Okay, as I was saying, there is no tax base because there's no businesses built in these communities. Okay, so if there's no businesses built in these communities, then there's no money flowing into these communities. So we find ourselves taking our money out of the community because we have no other choice when you live in these. Um, Not only are they economically deprived, they're food deserts, which means there's no grocery stores in these areas either. So lots of people either have to take the bus or get a ride. Lots of people don't have cars, and lots of people don't have jobs because the job market here is crazy. So you want to you don't want to have the interpretation or the inclination that this is being done on purpose, but sometimes you have to look at it. Sometimes people do things that are in positions of power on purpose. Okay, so because of that, we find our schools in failing situations. Okay, we find them in failing cases, and also to a certain extent I think it's kind of biased, because if you take good teachers out of schools, if you take away good supplies, materials, equipment out of schools, and then you get upset because they're not progressing, well, because you've taken these things out. And the ideal that the superintendent wanted to come with this ideal of merging and closing at the wrong time. And it didn't work out. Thank God that it didn't work out. The vote didn't go through, and it didn't happen. So this right here, we can wait. This what it did was it reawakened a lot of people. The people that were sleeping, they woke up and they realized how serious this was and how close it came to them having these schools closed. Okay? So, hopefully, my contribution will definitely help somebody, help a community, help a school. And that's what I want to do. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, getting that out the way, that was my surprise. I have another surprise, but that's my surprise right now. Now, another thing. I want you guys to have, I would like for you guys, because it's not a want, I would like for you guys to take time out. And if you can, listen to Universal Collective Network radio station, which you can listen to it on TuneIn, streamlicensing.com, the whole word. And you can listen to it from our website, which is universalcollectivenetwork.webly.com. Okay, there's a player on there, you can listen to it. Monday through Thursday, we have talk, radio talk, Monday through Thursday, 24/7. Um, then on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, we have music. Um, we have wonderful people with wonderful information um, that graces our airways. We have Delicious Talk on Unmasked with Terry E. Lyle. Those two are adult shows that play either early in the morning or late at night. Okay. We have Dino Dean. We have Community Defender. We have my show. We Speak News Now presents the Shades of Us radio show, Lily and K Mac. We have Jay Jones with Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And then we have Vincent Ferguson with 6 Weeks to Fitness. Okay. Those are our lineups. Those are the shows that we have Monday through Thursday. Great information. If you miss it one day, you can catch it the next day, or you can catch it the next hour when it comes back on again. So, because I set it up that way because I want people to understand these things need to be almost kind of drilled in our heads, um, in a sense. So being repetitive is very good because you learn so much from being repetitive. So that's what I did with that. On the weekends, we have Urban Socials Saturdays, and then we have Gospel Express on Sundays. Okay. Now Friday is kind of like a free for all day where we have all kinds of music playing um, during that time. And this radio station has been on for a year now. We made a year in January. I'm very pleased with it. Um, we've been featured twice. We were featured back in February. We got featured in April on one of the radio directories we have, which is streamlicensing.com. Yes, we got featured twice, man, in one year. So I'm very proud of Universal Collective Network. Very, very proud. Takes a lot of hard work. Takes about 4 or 5 hours to actually program the whole radio station. And I try to program it where everything is in sync with what I want, because that's what programming is about. Is a person who knows how to program, they're gonna know where to put what. You'll see a lot of times auto DJ is playing for the music because there's no need for me to sit. Oh, I can DJ every now and then, and I can also invite DJs. But majority of the time, I just basically program the music and it plays. And it seems to be good music because people love it. We got featured. So, and my genre of music is basically hip hop and R&B. You know, um, I'm glad in urban contemporary music. Um, so I'm glad that I'm able to do that um, for everyone. It's another way of giving back. Um, those are the things I do. As you know, I told you I write books. I'm going back into writing now. I need to because I've had writer's block for a while now, and I really need to go back and what I'm trying to do is go back over and rewrite some of the books and give them more of a flair. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I have some great storylines. Somebody asked me what is the genre I write in. I write in suspense. I write in most of my stories are fiction. I try to do a nonfiction, but I'm not too good in that. I guess I like to live in a fiction. So, excuse me. So I have all these things I'm doing right now, and they're good to do. It's good to stay busy. It's good to stay busy. It's good to do what you have to do. It really is. And love what you're doing. And make sure you're not doing it at the cost of someone else, at someone else's expense. Um, if you love something, make sure you are able to support that love for that thing. If it's financial support, support it yourself. Don't expect for everyone to be on the bandwagon with you and say, yeah, I help you. And then when you get down to it all, well, you know what? I thought I could, but I can't. And then you're sitting there looking crazy. You guys always have your own. I don't care what it is. Have your own. Have your own. Have your own. Don't always depend on people to come through for you because if nothing else, humans always fail us. No matter what it is, they always fail us. And if we can keep that in the back of our mind when we're doing things and when we're taking on ventures and when we want to live out a dream, think about that. I don't care if it's your husband, daughter, cat, doesn't matter, cow, whatever. Do not depend on other people to do for you, especially when it's something you want to do for yourself. Because everybody's not on that bandwagon. Because you got a lot of jealous hearted spirits, even though people come in disguise as your friends. But a lot of them are jealous and they want to continue to see what you're doing. So they'll have something to talk about. And then when it fails, they want to be there to laugh and say, oh, I knew it wasn't going to work. You know what? You don't need those type of people in your life. That's why if you do it yourself, the only person probably feeling bad is you if it fails. And you don't owe anything to anybody else. Okay? Keep that in mind, you guys. And if you are doing something on behalf of someone else, make sure you give it your all. Don't half step. I had to learn that myself. You don't half step when you got somebody else's stuff. Okay? Don't half step. Do it the right way, get it done, and move forward. And give them something that they can be proud of. And you can be proud of because you did it. Okay? So that's a constant lesson we have to teach ourselves all the time. Because if we don't teach ourselves that, you guys, it's going to be hard for us to move forward. Okay? Now, I had to. I'm going to leave you guys now because I got things I got to do. I got to move around, and I want to say thank you guys for listening into Video Couch. I'm your host, Salita, and please feel free to email me at salitabmccall@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, feedback. We need feedback on this, okay? You guys, again, thank you, and bye-bye.